she came to me and she touched my arm and she said, "Oh, you're as black as me. You're so brown." And I said, "Yes, I am."
Hi, today's video has some bit of history and identity, and it's part of a series called What It's Like to Be Black in Cambodia. But before we get started, these are the different types of black that exist in the world that play a huge role in someone's experience in a particular country. The first one being a native African or an original African. As the name says it, this is someone who is originally from Africa. For instance, I'm African Kenyan. The second one is a Black American or an African American. Not all black people in America are African Americans. People who identify as African Americans are descendants of enslaved Africans, mostly from West Africa and some sections of Central Africa. The third is the Afro-Caribbean. These are people whose ancestors are believed to have originated from Africa and migrated to the Caribbean islands, either willingly or forcefully through the transatlantic slave trade. The last is a mixed race or multiracial. This is when someone's genetic makeup is composed of a black race and any of the other 5 types of human races. Let's get started with today's guest.
My name is Aurore, Aurore in French. I am French. I was born and raised in Paris. My mom is from Haiti. She arrived in Paris when she was 13 years old. My dad is from Martinique, which is a French Caribbean island. I moved to the UK in order to become a teacher of French and Spanish. I lived for 7 years there, and I decided to move to Cambodia to try international school. I arrived in August 2018. I knew what to expect when I came. I did a lot of research, and when I arrived, actually, I read that people will be friendly here, but they are actually very, very friendly. I didn't expect that. There are some drawbacks. For example, some people sometimes they make some remarks that looks like they are very ignorant. For example, one day. I went to a corner shop to buy some Coca-Cola, and the husband of the owner, he was very drunk that day, but he asked where I was from, and I said, I'm from France, and he said, oh, you're French, why are you so black then? Some places like Bangkok, the whole Thailand actually, because I traveled a lot in Thailand, and Kuala Lumpur, in many cities in Malaysia, you can see in Bali, in Indonesia, you can see that people are used to see people from different races, different religion. So the fact that it's so diverse, you can see that people are open-minded. And there are some countries like Japan or Taiwan or Hong Kong as well. It's not so diverse, but people were not staring, and you can see that they've seen a lot of black people traveling in their countries before. They are very open-minded. They have access to the news, to everything. They watch a lot of different sports, and they are very active on social media, so they can see platforms with a lot of different communities. But I believe that 30, 40 years ago, not many black people traveled there. My school was in charge of my visa application. I think they gave me 12 months visa, renewable for another 12 months. And yeah, it was a multiple entry visa. I taught in an international school of around just 120 students. There were no black children there, no black teachers either, but you can see that the kids were very open-minded. They are very highly educated in my school, and They are very friendly, and it's a mix of different nationalities. However, it's not the same for some teachers. I have a very bad experience with a teacher from somewhere in South America. Sometimes he will say very offensive stuff in front of the children. He will even stretch his eyes to make jokes about Asian people, but he didn't stay long. He made many offenses, and at some point we said no, and that man was fired. I strive working in diverse environments. Like even I pick schools depending on how diverse it is. Even before coming in an international school, the school I used to work in England, I had students from Caribbean background, African background, Vietnamese, Polish, and of course British, and a lot of Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Indian. And this is so important for the children to be surrounded by people from different races and culture. That way they can become more open-minded from a young age, and it's so important, like even before they go to school. I think the parents need to read stories with different with characters from different backgrounds, and it's not only for language with subject. It's very important when you're teaching science and math as well, or history. Like, don't only talk about white scientists, but black and Asian. It's so important that if it's not at home, the diversity, it should be at least at school.